Well, a very good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Waikerie Hotel Riverland Enduro for 2026. My name is Brad Hutch. I'm your commentator for the weekend. There'll be a couple other ones joining me very shortly. As you can see, we are at Scrutiny tonight here at the Waikerie football ground. Come along, tell your friends, tell your family if you are in the Waikerie area, and come along and join us as we catch up with the stars and we talk about tomorrow and how everybody is feeling going into round number 2 of the Australian ARB Championship. Also, it is round number 1 of the Sprint Freight and Logistics AORRA State SA Championship, and also round 3 of the SAORRA Multi-Club Series. So it's multi-championships this weekend to play for. Round 2 of the Australian ARB Championship, and as I said, it is round number 1 of the Sprint Freight and Logistics AORRA Championship as well. We'll catch up with some stars, and we'll come back to you very, very shortly. Yes, he's got a good name, this bloke here. One of the locals' favourites. Well, we'll call him a local anyway. Yeah. I say good evening to Brad Gallard. Hey, evening, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Ready to go.
Ready to rock and roll, because it's been a fair few years since I've seen you race. It's great to see you back here at the Riverland Waikerie Hotel, Riverland Enduro.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've raced down here. I haven't seen a new track other than reconnaissance today, so looking forward to going out there and giving a run around that.
How much of it scares you?
Oh, I don't think anything that scares me, but I think there's some you know, it might be a little bit smaller field, but it's a really hot field this weekend. There's some really good cars here. It's very high level, so looking forward to getting out there and getting amongst it.
As you said, it's your first time racing this track. You had a good look today. There are some really, really fast straights. Because there's a bloke by the name of Gartner. Does he scare you at all?
No, I love Greg. I love racing side by side with him, or tapping him when I can, or vice versa. No, we have a great time together. So see him on the circuit a lot, and look forward to it. So yeah, we've had a bit of a 4-year off racing with this car, and got it back together for Fink this year, and had a strong run there, and figured we need to go and get some more seat time, more time in the car. So here we are.
A good way to have a bit of more seat time, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll just get some races in here, and we've got a lot of great races on our doorstep. Especially in this area, and it's exciting. And with the rains, I guess it's certainly not going to be as dusty. There might be some dust for sure. There always is, but you couldn't ask for any better conditions.
Certainly couldn't, mate. Go and have a good weekend. We'll talk to you hopefully over the weekend at some stage.
Oh, that'd be great.
Folks, put your hands together for Brad Gallard, 454, one of our Class 4s. Now, they can be anything up to 7 litre naturally aspirated, or you can run a twin turbo in them. So there you go. Brad Gallard, one of the local favourites this weekend here at the Riverland Enduro. And there's also another very, very fast. So Brett in the Class 434. A little bit of a rumour that is an ex-Toby Price truck for those people who do follow the off-road scene. If anyone knows Toby Price, Red Bull superstar, it's one of his trucks. His car 434. We'll have a chat with Brett in just a moment.
We're all covering stuff over the weekend. weekend. There's a heap to get through. It's a really pivotal round. It's all about how much you can get.
Let me give you a sticker. How's that?
Oh, perfect.
No extra charge.
Thanks, Bob.
Beautiful.
Done. All good? Yep. Scrutiny.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all aboard of the live stream here this weekend. Bear with us for a moment while we get a little bit of activity going.
Yeah, it's not going to like us, John. It's I'm just going to move those speakers just a fraction.
I think now we're pretty much right to go, Brad.
I think so.
So, as I said, welcome tonight to the live stream. First day of our second round of the ARB Off-Road Championships here this weekend. Should be a real cracker for what's about to happen in the weekend ahead of us. Obviously, I'm John, Brad, and probably the rose between the thorns, Brad, I'd like to say, is probably Beck. Welcome, Beck.
Welcome, thank you. Thanks, guys, and welcome, everyone. The atmosphere down here is absolutely elite. Lots of shiny cars out here, lots of horsepower.
Yeah, I shudder to think under the right feet how much it is. I know some of the trucks have nearly 700 horsepower to the rear wheels, so that is phenomenal when you say that in such short distances that they put 700 horsepower to the ground.
I think the thing we'll need to talk to with this one too is the fact that, you know, like there's a lot of investment with these guys bringing these vehicles to race here this weekend. I know that rounds that are like Australian off-road rounds like this bring people anyway to race and compete. But this is the top end. These are the guys that are here this weekend to stack more points on top of the first round that they competed in at Hillston in New South Wales. Obviously some great points amassed by some of the teams down there. Some of them probably within striking distance, maybe didn't have the run that they really wanted, but they get an opportunity to show their worth here this weekend. And I'm tipping there's going to be a few upsets, Brad.
Oh, you're already getting out the tip book, are we? Nash has probably got his tip book out. I'm not a fan of Nash's book because I got 0 out of 4 last year at Pines. But you are exactly right, John. It's who's who of this weekend. And, of course, there are some guys here that didn't finish last year that are going to settle that this weekend, that they've got a point to prove that they can be on the pace when they need to be.
And Beck, I'd also say too that in the first round you get a lot of guys that come out with new equipment, right? We all know that out of the box, new equipment sometimes just does not play fair. Okay, so that means it's a great opportunity for them. Glorified test and tune to a point, or it's more about understanding what is the bit that didn't go so well, and it's their chance to really finish the event and get as many points as they possibly can, but then make those opportunistic changes to make sure they are good to go and hot to trot, right? So I'm expecting a whole heap of things to flip over this weekend.
Absolutely. I'm actually really looking forward to that consistency key too, when they're finding something that works to really stay on that and maintain that. A lot of pressure comes from that pit stop, and being able to push and have that exertion as a team and the team within the cockpit too. Like, there's a lot going on, a lot to facilitate, but nothing to be left on the track this weekend.
And Brad, we're very, very fortunate. We've got some fantastic sponsors involved this weekend as well. I mean, obviously ARB have jumped on board right from the get-go because they love this event. It's pretty much their lifeblood is that off-roading piece. And they are the people that build the right equipment for what you want to kit your vehicle out to go off-road with, whether it's this sort of thing to a point, but more importantly, those that travel and do all they need to do out in the open. So Australia's a big country. It's very tough in what it throws in the terrain, and ARB have got it summed up. And, of course, Waikerie Hotel. Thank you very much.
Yes.
To
Big thank you to
Hotel.
the team at Waikerie Hotel. And they put my wife and I up this weekend, and we're having a fantastic time around this area. And, of course, it's a long time since I've been here. The last time I was here was 2018.
Wow. Well, there's a lot that's happened, right?
A lot has happened between then and now. It's great to see that this event has jumped back on as a national event and a different course than what it was last time. Last time it was a different circuit, different track. Had a look at it today. The eyes just went, oh, my God. Yeah. It doesn't do it justice watching online. Watching the race from last year doesn't do it justice.
No. And the other thing we must touch on as well is the fact that there's a lot of people from the Waikerie region here that have got involved with this weekend. One of the things we'll talk to, James we'll have a chat to in a little while, who's the president. Don't worry, we'll wrangle him. But James, the president, and all of his team behind him this weekend, it takes a lot to put on a national round, okay? And we know ourselves, being involved with a lot of motorsport, that it just doesn't happen, all right? There's so many linkages that need to be pulled, not just through sponsorship, but all of that in-kind donation that's provided, all of the teams that are involved with being there to help with things like the Scrutiny, which we'll talk to in a little while, and a whole raft of different things all happen because people want it to be successful.
Absolutely. It leads into that tourism too. Like, there's so much beauty to see in this region, and we're going to see it and be showcased with horsepower. How good is that? Best combination, if you ask me.
They've had a little bit of rain up this way, I think, in the last week or so, which will help, okay? But it won't be the godsend. Trust me, it's not the silver bullet, right? We know with off-road racing it gets dusty anyway, right?
What's that stuff? We don't have that. We don't have that in sunny Millicent.
Well, trust me, Brad. I've gone to a lot of events, and the dust here will taste the same as what it tastes at the top of the country and down the bottom. It all tastes the same, right?
Exactly.
Trust me. So, believe that is.
This is James.
James, come in here, James. Come over. In. No, you stand next to him if you want. James, thank you so much for being involved, obviously, this weekend at a national level. I mean, for your club, it's a real feather, but it doesn't come without the hard work, mate.
Yeah, there's an amazing amount of work that goes into putting an event like this on, and we couldn't do it without the whole team that's behind the club and helps make it happen. We're lucky to have, a good, strong club and lots of people that put in the effort, because it's not something one person can do. It's the whole team that makes it happen. And it doesn't just happen the week before the event. The planning happens the day after the last event happens. And it's all about what we can do to make it a better event the next year, how we can improve the track, how we can improve how we run the event.
Yeah.
You know, how we can improve the way we present the event and have it live on the stream so people can watch it at home. So
I'm really keen for everybody that's away that can't be here this weekend with us live to capture as much of that passion and drive that brings this sort of event on, because national events, just as I said, they are a whole new level because it brings literally the cream of what is racing, but it's peppered with all those underneath it in the different categories, the different layers that make all of that up, James. So we're going to see the best of the best in all of this.
Absolutely. We've got, it's maybe not as big a field as we'd like, but the quality of the field is top notch, and as good as you'll see anywhere in Australia. The cars that are coming out to race over the weekend, so we're really happy to have some really good quality cars to put on a great show for everyone who wants to watch online or at the event. So, and we've got a what I believe is a really good setup at the event for watching. We've got nearly 2Ks of the track you can see from the spectating area, and the track literally wraps around the spectators area. Sunday halfway point is on the infield, so makes it very easy to follow what's going on. You can see who's got past who, and who's caught up, or who hasn't come through. So, and with the big screen out of the event, you can see, you know exactly what's going on. It's not a mystery like it used to be.
Yeah.
You can follow the event right from start to go.
Absolutely, and not only is there spectating points, there's also heaps to do for the kids out there, isn't there? There's heaps to do, so definitely if you're in the Riverland area, pop out and see some racing, but bring the kids because it's very kid-friendly out there. Got heaps going on out there, don't you, James?
Yeah, it's important that it's a whole family event, and the kids have got a play area. There's going to be face painting and hair plaiting and
braiding.
Keeping
lots to do,
busy. Like the kids can ride their bikes or dig in the sand pit and play around with the other kids.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Like off-road racing in any type of motorsport often requires a motorsport family, and within your own committee, I know that would feel like a family at times. With that family comes heritage and things. You guys would have had off-road racing in your blood for many years, don't you? So give us a bit of a snapshot. How did you get involved in the committee, James?
Started navigating with a mate. I can't remember exactly how many years ago it was now, but 30 to 35 years ago. Then ended up getting my own car, involved with the local committee. Ended up being asked to be president, and been doing that for too many years now. Want to get back in the Navy seat, is that what you're telling us? Well, I've got to get back in the race seat. Oh, race seat, yes. So, if anyone's on the committee there, let's line this up. So, and it really has become a family affair. My whole family is involved. The boys, the wife, the boys' partners, and they have all come from racing families as well. It's become a very family affair, and it's great. We all love it. We all get involved. We all sort of, without all of them, we wouldn't be having this event. Absolutely. So, once it's in your blood, you can't get rid of it. That's right. Fantastic.
So, James, what we will do is, if we get a moment very shortly, we might end up having a walk through the Scrutiny area here, because I believe the vast majority of the cars are pretty much getting to the stage where they've gone through. But I'd love to be able to, with our camera, just pick up a couple of these cars as they do come through, because for me, this is a really important part of the day today, because there's not a lot that you can kind of, as much as you have to comply with rules tomorrow, we don't have that luxury of a lot of time tomorrow. There's a really tight schedule and timetable we have to follow. And everybody within the club understands what it is they have to do to make those gears turn. But tonight's a really cool night, right? It gives us an opportunity to have a look at some of these bits, really understand what some of the volunteers are doing to help with all of this. Great chance to sort of talk to a handful of them, maybe Bob, the chief scrutineer, to sort of get a bit of a handle on what's going on. Because once we place them out on the deck here, they're pretty much right to go. And then from there on, it really is competition from tomorrow right through.
Yeah, that's right. This is an opportunity to check all the safety of all the vehicles, their apparel, make sure everything's in order, so when they hit the track tomorrow, everything that can be is safe.
Well, James, really thank you for coming in and having a chat with us today. We'll certainly be looking forward to talking to you over the weekend, because not just you're the source of truth, absolutely, you're probably the guy who helps to direct it all. And I understand there's a big team underneath you, and they probably all like the fact that you're up the front doing the talking, because most of them you pull this out and they run, right? Like, some are pretty good, but getting a handle on what's going on with the Waikerie Club down here is just fantastic, mate. So thank you so much for having us here this weekend. Really looking forward to giving the best that we can for your event here this weekend, so that everybody out there maybe gets to the point where they want to come next year and actually see it for real.
Absolutely. Thanks for getting involved, John, and have a great weekend.
Mate, I'll have a cracker. Don't you worry about myself and the team. We'll have an absolute blinder. It's more about getting people down to actually watch it. So we might just quickly zip from here over to that area there. So if we can get a hold of Brad. Where are you, Bradley? Come back in and grab this thing. Beautiful. So let's go for a bit of a wander through here.
I've got to go and have a chat to this bloke. I really do. The only reason I say I've got to have a chat to this bloke is because he's a Penola local. This weekend he holds the Southeast in his hands. I say good evening to Greg Gartner. Hey, mate.
G'day, how are you?
I'm very well. Welcome back to Waikerie, mate.
Yeah, we love Waikerie. Wakerie's fantastic track, fantastic area, and no, we love coming back.
Wasn't your friend last year, though?
Well, we were close, but we got a flat tyre, so we were very close to Toddy, but unfortunately we got a flat with, 30 k's to go, I think.
But you clawed it back to the podium, though. It was a great drive to get back onto that podium step, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd been out of it for a couple of years, so I was a bit puffed at the end of it. But, look, we had a good run, and, yeah, it's just good to finish. And we like I said, we really enjoyed it up here. A bit rocky, but, everyone's got a race on the same terrain.
Certainly do. Now, let's talk about this brand new weapon you've got, the brand new Tasco truck. Talk us through it, mate. It's an awesome piece of gear.
Yeah, we've been working with Tisco in America for a couple of years now, and we really wanted to go a 7-litre engine, and it was going to be very hard to fit that 7-litre in the geyser. So Tisco started talking to us, like I said, a couple of years ago, and we ordered a Ford engine a couple of years ago, and then Tisco started banging it together, and Albin's come on board, and Motec come and helped us, and all of a sudden we had enough componentry to put the whole thing together. So, yeah, Fink was the first run for it.
Yeah, and there was a bit of a story there too. It didn't quite get back to Fink, or back to Alice, but it was a testing session, wasn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately at Fink, we got held up in the dust on the way up. We lost probably 7 to 10 minutes on the way up. Just we couldn't get past. And when we got to the Fink end, we were going to change the diff centre, and we decided not to. And unfortunately, when they assembled the diff in the States, the carrier bearing, they didn't push the carrier bearing on by another 15 mil. And when we raced back, the carrier bearing slid on and give it a heap of backlash and took the pinion out. So really, just assembly problem in the States, to be honest.
Anyway, mate, we'll let you go.
Yep, no worries.
Good luck this weekend. We'd love to talk to you over the weekend.
No worries. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you.
Greg Gartner, folks, car 410. Now, he's not the only Gartner running this weekend either, John.
Good on you, Brad. Yeah, no, you're dead right. There's a ton of them. And let's just have a quick look across. This is Greg's car, obviously set up. But what I really want to focus on here right now is that these guys dressed in the lime green, Sprint Logistics, look at that. That's one of our sponsors. Callum, well done. Good to have you here, buddy.
Thank you.
So these guys are all here putting together what's required from a safety point of view to make sure these vehicles are all good to go. The lights are all part of it. Cars starting. We'll walk around the back here and we'll have a look at what the guys are looking at here. So right over here in this table, first of all. So in this area here is where they'll be checking a whole raft of things like entries, looking for helmets to make sure there's compliance with all the helmets, that they are good to go, to make sure that from a safety point of view, the driver, the navvy, that they are absolutely protected 100%. Then it's the guys in here working their way through some of the factors like the safety clips, making sure those things are all set where they need to be. Whether there's isolators, fire extinguishers in date. All these factors these guys are going through. Let's watch what they're doing here. Obviously, they're taking one of the covers off. And it's pretty cool to actually look what they're doing, because these guys are true pros in themselves. They're quiet pros in the background, making sure that everything is where it needs to be. And our camera guy's doing a great job making sure that we get as much of this action as we can while the guys go through it. That raft of cars that we can see out in the back there, all of these cars that are out there right now, you can sort of see that focus there, they've all been through here today. So that gives you an idea of how fast this team that James and his crew have got at the Waikerie Off-Road Club have really crafted their or honed their skill sets on. They're making sure everything's where it needs to be. It's pretty cool to watch, right? And of course, Brad, these guys are doing an amazing job of making sure that they go through everything here, everything's safe, because the reason we put them through scrutiny today, you have to understand that there's a raft of things that they already have to comply to. That's all been done ages ago when they got their logbooks and all their other bits. Today is about making sure, while we've got the time, that everything is in the trim that it needs to be from a safety point of view to make sure they're good to compete tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly right. And of course, safety, John, has come a long way in off-road racing. Of course, you may remember the old days of basically just strapping and away you go.
Oh, mate,
now you've got Hans devices, helmets, everything basically from the kitchen sink.
I can remember back in the day you'd cry, you'd cry.
Uh-oh.
But, you know, back in the day when the old XB Falcon came out and you had pretty single sash style belts, like you said, simple helmets, and they were a weapon in their day.
They were.
But things have progressed. As you said, there's a lot of things now that are really safety driven to make sure it protects the drivers. They're going faster, and they're certainly getting a lot more speed, height in the jumps, the distance they travel, and some of these trophy trucks is incredible, right? So, henceforth why the safety piece is now incrementally driven up to meet that standard of racing.
And if you look coming tomorrow, you will see one of the jumps just past the start line, how far they jump. They do not back off.
Yeah, and that's classic as to why they're doing it. And these guys are doing that. But here's the really cool thing, Beck. You know,
Beck jumped in.
These guys are all volunteers.
Absolutely, and aren't they the quiet heroes behind the whole project, isn't it? They need skills and to be equipped within themselves, but putting their expertise in a space where the committee needs it, and our sport needs it, because if these guys don't show up and volunteer their time, it doesn't happen. So I'm unreal, and shout out to this amazing crew getting it done, and already done such a fantastic and spectacular job at getting them checked and ready for the weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to have a bit of a look around here, and I'm going to collar.
Who are you going to steer?
I am actually going to collar Bob if I can, because Bob's the guy I need to talk to, so I'll just see if I can't grab him. I reckon he's over this side here.
He was over talking to Gartner.
Let's see if we can grab him for a moment.
You're a brave man, you really are. Just knock him on the legs, John. Just grab his legs. He's one of these blokes that wears shorts 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Right. If you ever see him in pants, John,
I'm
you
probably
know
going
it's
to get in
cold.
a world of trouble for this, but look, I've got to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bob, okay? And I know it sounds funny, but to quote the coin, Bob's job today is to make sure, as the chief scrutineer, that everything complies from a safety point of view. So, Bob, your role is pretty much that, yeah?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, I want to make sure everyone goes out there. If anything goes wrong, that they're safe.
Correct. And the other thing too, Bob, with this is that people don't understand that, you know, there's a level of safety that you make sure they adhere to today. And every car out there, we can certainly talk to that they are all ready to go for tomorrow. But it's really up to the teams as well to make sure that they keep them compliant like that.
Absolutely. And, like, if anything goes wrong with the car tomorrow, I want to inspect it again. And before they go home, I've got to give them their logbooks back. And if they've had any problems with the day, I like to have a look at it.
And that logbook is pretty much like a running Bible for that vehicle. So every time they go to another event, that logbook is what they produce. So the next Bob gets a chance to look at that book and go, rightio, we saw last time round there was an issue with the harness mount or an extinguisher not being in date or whatever it may be. That gives them an opportunity then, Bob, to actually look at that with a bit more scrutiny and go, you know, ticking to make sure it's right, but making sure it's safe for you, right?
Correct. And if the car's been involved in any sort of an incident, or roll over or crashed into a tree or something like that, they need to check it at the next event to make sure it's 100%.
tell us, what's your connection to motorsport too? Have you got your own history? I want to unpack that. I'm dying to ask you.
I started off-road racing in 1973. I did my first event. I've raced all over Australia. I did one race in America.
Tell us about that vehicle. What was the vehicle that you raced first?
If anyone heard of Southern Cross buggies, that's me.
I can remember them. All right.
556 race car chassis I've built.
You are a pioneer.
There's a lot of my cars here this weekend, yes.
Can you tell us a couple just off the top of your head? No, I'm putting you on the spot, but which ones are they and which ones are we looking for?
Oh, gee, I'll have to look around now.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Yeah, that's an awkward one. I'd have to go through them, but I think there's at least half a dozen of my cars here.
Unreal. You see one, I want you to point them out to me this weekend.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, that's the thing, though, Bob. It's very infectious. Off-road racing is really infectious. You become involved with it, and all of a sudden, before you know it, you tend to have some form of specialised piece you provide.
Absolutely. Yep.
People kind of bank on you to be there to do those things. Yep. But once it's in your veins, you never lose it, right?
Oh, definitely not. Like I said, I've been scrutineering cars since 1969. I used to scrutineer Formula Vs, race cars.
Wow.
Circuit racing. Yep. I did a lot of circuit racing. And progressed onto this, we did rally cross, stadium racing. Yeah. So I've done it all. Yeah.
And that the beauty of that is that there's a wealth of knowledge that you bring with you. So for each one of these guys here tonight, I really tip my hat to them. As volunteers, they're doing a wonderful job out here to make sure everything's right. But they also know that they've always got you in the back corner, that if something's not quite right, they're going to ask a question. You probably had a few today.
Oh, that's the deal, yeah. We've got the guys working on the line. If they have a problem, if something that they're a bit sketchy about, they come and see me. And I've got to say whether they can race with it or not.
And of course, that's out of the normal regs that are written out for off-road racing that everything has to comply by. So Bob's the sort of guy that, you know, he's probably wealth of knowledge. He knows a lot of that already. If there's a finer point that he needs to find, whether there's been a change through the year, because sometimes they make incremental changes, he'll refer back to the log, the books, and making sure that it's all intact. Because it's your name, I suppose, Bob, more than anything on those cars going out there.
I sign the logbook. So, yes, if anything goes wrong, it's me.
Come looking for Bob now.
It's probably a privilege to do it, but it's also quite inspiring for others to look at that and go, you know, somewhere along the line, Bob's going to need another Bob, right, to help.
Yeah, you most probably get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I get a lot of enjoyment out of it to go racing. To help other people go racing. That's what I want to do.
Yep. And not only that, as someone that's standing here watching you mentor and manage this crew here, you're also passing on that knowledge openly with open arms for it to be longevity for this sport. So that in itself is such a task, and I personally say thank you for that, because it's something that I wish and hope to see for many, many years to come. And if you are out there and want to volunteer for your local club, please do it, because there will be someone like Bob there that has a history and will be open to share. If there is someone out there watching, you know, what's some words to them to get them involved?
Just get involved. Come along, put your name forward, and take on a job. It doesn't matter which one. Lots of little jobs that need to be done around, and you progress right through the fields.
You'd see some talented young mechanics in the area, so definitely it's those guys, isn't it?
Absolutely. You're 100% right.
Well, Bob, I'm not going to keep any longer. I'm probably going to get into a world of trouble for dragging him away from what I've done. But I haven't heard anyone yelling for your name yet.
No, that's good.
So I'm probably just on the rim of the boiling hot water, right? So thank you again for taking a little bit of time to have a chat with us. I know you'll be around for the whole weekend, because there'll be a lot of things you'll need to make sure you've got a handle on. And I don't think you're the sort of guy who leaves any rocks unturned. So, mate, I'm looking forward to catching up with you over the weekend just to see how things are progressing.
Thank you very much. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Good on you. Bob, our chief scrutineer tonight, and as I said, he's done a power of work, and what a wealth, what a depth of knowledge and experience that this guy's got. Like, he's a legend, right?
Absolutely. I can't wait to see some of those machines pop up throughout the weekend, and it's just little things like that you unless you ask the question, you never know who's floating around here, although there will be a lot out there that would recognise him wherever they've crossed his path, because he sounds like he has a full scrapbook of racing under his belt, not just scrutineering, so that's interesting as well.
He's an untapped well. If you look around you right now, we quickly pad around up into our club rooms to the footy footy grounds here at the Waikerie Oval. We've got a ton of people down here that are enjoying our scrutiny tonight, and of course our show and shine for all of these vehicles that'll be on display. We'll get a chance very shortly between obviously Brad, myself and Beck. We'll get a chance to walk around and talk with some of these guys, find out what's in front of them, what's their weekend's been like so far, the travels to get down here. There's always trials and tribulations of what happened at Hillston coming down. You know, what did they have to alter? There's a million stories, and we can only get you so many. Hope you're really enjoying your live stream tonight, and the start of 3 days of some fantastic racing, but tomorrow, Saturday, and of course prologuing, and then the race on Sunday. We've got a ton of action to cover, Beck.
Absolutely, and if you are watching out there, please tap onto our live stream, drop a few comments, drop a shout out. 100%. We always love sharing them, and where you're watching from is always interesting too, so please pop on, drop that information, give someone a shout out that's here, whether they are support crew or they're racing, they're in the driver's or the navvy seat. Make sure you pop on and drop us some love, and we'll share it on here for sure. Love hearing that.
I'm keen to find out who's the furthest, because we get them from all over the place, and that is the best, right? Because sometimes for us, like tonight is a night for us, but a lot of people are waking up to doing something this morning. So if you're out there and about, drop the comments in. We'll certainly give you a shout out, and we'll give an opportunity to pass it on to anyone and everybody. Again, we thank the guys from Big Shot and everything else that's going on here this weekend, keeping us informed, and hope you're really enjoying the start of this fantastic weekend. Round 2 of the ARB Off-Road Championships here at the Waikerie Oval for the team, of course, from ARB and the Waikerie Hotel here this weekend.
Well, we're back here at the 2026 Waikerie Hotel Riverland Enduro, and I'm chatting with one of the local favourites this weekend in Aaron Habe. Aaron, you're not far from home, so this is basically in your backyard.
Yeah, pretty much. This is our local club. We're 65 k's from home, and it's been one of our favourite tracks on the tour for a long time. So done well here a few times, so it's been good.
You need to go one further step on that podium. Last year, just short. What's it take to win the Riverland Enduro?
Oh, you've got to be pretty strategic as well as fast. There's no doubt you've got to be fast all the time, but also a lot of rocks, stumps, and stuff that can go wrong. So you just got to be very careful, but also quick.
It is. Talk us through this immaculate piece of gear behind us. This is a car that you built how many years ago now? You've had this car for a long, long time. How many years?
Yeah, this one's a 2014 element number 2. So we built it at my shed at home. One of our first productions. It's a 2014. It originally had a V8 6-litre, and now it's gone to a bit of a transition to a twin turbo V6 Toyota motor. And and also 6-speed Hollinger sequential gearbox as well. So got a bit of fruit in there.
A bit of fruit, only a little bit. Now this weekend, Liz tells me that she's been basically kicked out of the seat. You got a couple of navigators in there this weekend. Is that correct?
That's right, yeah. I'm not sure by default, but Liz has sort of got to a point where she doesn't want to do it anymore, that's what happens sometimes. And Chelsea stepped in as well as Chelsea's boyfriend Declan. So they love it. So it's pretty cool.
Now Chelsea is in there tomorrow. Is that correct?
That's right. Yep, should do the full section tomorrow. So yeah.
Now there is Now I know we shouldn't say this because people with food around, but there is a reason why Chelsea jumps in for the short course stuff and Declan in for the long course. Is that correct?
Yeah, probably should ask her that actually.
Oh, we should.
Yeah, no, she definitely gets a bit of motion sickness after a while, so she can't probably do the big stints and the big G-outs and stuff. Yeah.
Well, mate, this weekend, as we said, everything rides on you. One step further, how would it feel Sunday night to stand on that number 1?
Yeah, look, that's obviously the dream. That's what we're coming for. But we'll take definitely a finish, checker flag, and then the rest is a bonus.
You had a look today. What do you think?
Yeah, look, it looks awesome. The track's good. We had plenty of rain, so probably I would say one of the best years ever here. So it should be good. And the club's done a fantastic job. And yeah, look at the people. It's great.
Mate, go and enjoy the weekend. I hope to talk to you on Sunday.
No worries. Thanks, guys. Well, good luck.
Aaron Habe, a local this weekend that's going to fly. Car number 1, the ARB Championship for 2026.
Down finishing. You want to
Well, another one this weekend. Has had dramas getting here, but he's finally got the car here. I say good evening to Kyle Tucker. Kyle, it has been one of those testing weeks.
Yeah, it certainly has. I was waiting on a torque converter. I didn't get here until Wednesday. I only just finished putting the gearbox in last night. That's why I'm so dirty at the moment. But yeah, I'm hoping to get through the weekend. Clean run. Let's go and have a bit of fun, I reckon.
Can I ask the question of how much seat time have you had in this car? I know last year this was a brand new car off the shelf last year at the Pines Enduro. How much seat time have you had in this car coming into this weekend?
Yeah, I haven't had much of a chance to go for a spin in it yet. Too busy just trying to fix a few things and tidy it up and get to how I want to race ready. Took it for a bit of a drive today for 5 minutes, and yeah, that's about all. So hope for the best.
Hope for the best. I love that. That's typical race car driver. Talk us through what is in the back of this thing. It's an amazing looking piece of gear.
Yeah, so it's got a 7-litre V8 Patton's race engine built in America. Yeah, about 650, 700 horsepower.
Not much when you talk about it. 700 horsepower, just a normal Sunday cruise. Now, this car, it was originally left-hand drive. Is that correct?
Yeah, left-hand drive, converted it a couple of months ago. Got one of my mates, Ian Wedding from Arno Bay. He sorted it out for me, so it's a little bit more comfortable sitting on the normal side of the car, and it's yeah, hopefully going to be an advantage.
All right, let's talk expectations for this weekend. I know everyone wants to get to the finish on Sunday. What are your expectations this weekend, Kyle?
Oh, everyone says it, but yeah, finishing would be priority. But if the car's going all right, I'll give it a little bit more, and yeah, we'll just see how we turn out come Sunday.
So tomorrow, prologue, and then we got a short course of 14 Ks for 2 laps. So tomorrow, prologue, just go out, have a bit of a feel, and then in the short course, give it all.
I reckon just give it all to start. Only try.
That's what we love to hear, mate. This weekend, best of luck. We hope to have a chat Sunday.
Thanks very much.
Kyle Tucker, car number 14 this weekend, part of the Tucker Racing at the Waikerie Hotel, Riverland Enduro.
Well, it's a wonderful time to be down here at the sporting complex and the footy oval for the Waikerie Hotel sponsored round of the ARB Australian Off-Road Championships here this weekend. And with me is one of the key guys that we'll love to have a chat to, Sydney-based Lockie Campbell. Hey, Lockie, thank you so much for coming down and supporting the event here this weekend.
Yeah, no, thanks for having us. It's a great community to be around here. There's a lot of people here that are passionate about off-road, and yeah, it's just nice to be around a good group of people again who are just keen to get racing.
And Lockie, you know, I always look back on things and say, you know, we had such a hell of a time with COVID when everyone got locked down, couldn't go anywhere. So a bit like you, I suppose. I've cherished the fact that we managed to get out and do things again. And the fact that I can literally stand next to you and talk to you is just crazy, right? So I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's just privileged to be here. Like, anyone who's in a position to come out here and enjoy this event is, yeah, it's a great place to be, and couldn't ask for much more, really.
So, Lockie, if we look at the number on the car, the number 3 up there, that tells me you had a pretty good year last year, right? Do we have a bit of a chat about how well that year went?
Yeah, last year was almost a dream run. We had a couple issues at the last race at Millicent, but yeah, last year was my first year in the Maverick R. Got off to a great start at Rainbow, just gelled with the car really well. And yeah, we just kind of went from strength to strength. We didn't do anything crazy. We just played to the best we could, and we ended up in a good spot at the end of the year. Yeah, it was just a bit of luck and just trying to always be there to pick up the pieces.
And of course, this style of car pretty much classed like a side-by-side, pretty much. You know, there's a lot that's developed over the years for different styles of cars. I mean, the trophy trucks sort of wobbled and did their own thing over in that direction. And then you've got a lot of sort of still sort of rolling as to what they are. But this side-by-side class, or classes, because there's a number of them now, become very, very popular. And I mean, you're taking it to an extreme level as well.
Yeah, it's understandable when you get to drive one of these cars. Like, they're so accessible and they're so much fun, and they've just gone from strength to strength. And it's great to see there are multiple levels to the side-by-side class, so people can get into it and then they can just enjoy the sport. If you want to go a bit further, you can. So yeah, it's great to see the class getting more and more competitors, and hopefully just bringing more and more people into the sport so they can enjoy it as well.
So, Lockie, obviously last round for you would have been the Hillston round. How well did that go for you?
Yeah, Hillston went well. I was a bit rusty myself, so unfortunately I didn't capitalise on the good weekend that we could have had, but it was still a good weekend regardless. We finished second to our old car, which I can never complain about. It was a great weekend away racing. It got a bit rough at the end and it was hard going, but yeah, that's an off-road race. But the car held up great for its first race. It was a new car this year, so to have no teething issues and come out problem-free was pretty much as good as you could ask for.
And there was a ton of work that you did on this thing before you actually ran it at Hillston, so it was almost like a bit of a shakedown / test and tune. And to come out the other side of the dusty window out of Hillston with what you did in the background, mate, that is a stunning effort. Dead set, seriously, that's an amazing effort, Lockie.
Yeah, thank you. There's a lot of work that goes into these cars behind the scenes, and below all the panels there is a lot of work that we put in to make sure that they not just get through one race, but they can go through multiple races in a row without having to pull them apart too much to check. So, yeah, we're very proud of the effort we put in and that we could come out from Hillston with a good result for the first time.
Well, mate, I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to throw out on the table tomorrow and on Sunday, because I think the Waikerie Hotel off-road round here this weekend is literally going to be one of those things that's going to be a ton of surprises in it. And to be honest, it's been, 3 months since Hillston to now?
Yeah, 3 months, so I might still be rusty again tomorrow. We'll find out. But yeah, this is one of those tracks that it chops and changes a lot over the weekend, so one lap's going to be nothing like the next. So we're just going to take it as it comes, and hopefully we end up in a good spot again.
Well, mate, other than coding your CRC to make sure you're not actually rusty anymore, I think it's about, like you say, using your head to race over the weekend. Tomorrow will be a lot of fun. It's Sunday's payday, right?
Yeah, tomorrow's pretty much just a few flat out laps around the short course, and I really enjoy the short course here. Just some great tracks where you can float the car through and just have a bit of fun with it. And then, yeah, Sunday we get into the bit more serious long course stuff, and it's a bit of a mix between having fun on Saturday and making sure you're in a good spot. You don't want to throw anything away for no gain on Saturday, so you want to have fun, you want to make sure you're in a good spot. So we'll just see how we go.
Well, Lockie, I'm going to shake your hand now. I'm going to say I hope you're at the other end, mate. We get to give away some of the chocolates to you in your class, mate. So I'm hoping you have a great weekend.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you very much.
Anyone you want to thank quickly?
Lots of people. Mum and Dad to start off with, obviously. Everyone at GRC. DeWalt for getting us here with the right tools for the job. Andrew's Race Cars for supplying the best materials to build these cars out of. Method Race Wheels and Tensor Tyres. We got a new setup that we're running this weekend that we're really excited for, and they'll hold together great in the rocks, I hope.
Well, we'll see what it looks like the other end. Lockie, again, all the very best for the weekend. Lockie Campbell and the crew here with the number 3 side by side. Just have to put that up a little higher. Side by side. Hopefully they have a wonderful weekend, and we're looking forward to seeing how it all plays out for them at round 2 of the ARB Australian Off-Road Championship Series. Proudly brought to us this weekend by one of our many great sponsors in, of course, the Waikerie Hotel here this weekend.
Down here with the Tucker machine. What an incredible machine this is. I've done a bit of homework for Bob. I found a Southern Cross buggy, and I'm standing here with Simon Tucker. Simon, how are you feeling going into this weekend?
As good as can be. Yeah, there's not much more we can do to this car to try and get it any better. A few late nights in the shed and compete with the young fella for the toolbox and the pit time. And here we are. We've got it here and ready to go.
You're on your own here. Your nav has you've enlightened me as to where Navi is, and that's Riley Skinner. So, can you give us some words for Riley going into this weekend?
Yeah, Riley's up there having his tea at the moment, and
Hopefully it's warm.
yeah, he's got a bit of stage fright. He's a bit shy on the microphone, but yeah, good lad. He's got to be good to put up with me behind the wheel. So yeah, he's half of what I do.
Absolutely, very reliable, and especially reliable like Bob Strawbridge's machine here. Tell us more about the history of this vehicle for you.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to have known Bob since I was out of nappies. He's a family friend from a long time ago, and I just said to him, Straw, do you reckon you could build me a car? I knew he was getting older and he wanted to retire and slow down, and he's got plenty of hobbies that he wants to do outside of off-road racing, and I just made the comment, could you build me a car, before you do call it quits? And he said, well, actually, Brett was thinking about selling his car, he's Bob's son. And I said, well, look, if you can't build me one, would you give me first dibs on this? And yeah, here we are, lucky enough to be, the proud owner of it.
Absolutely. Not only is it a reliable machine, it's actually, you've inherited like a piece of history with his own history going back throughout his family, but within the sport itself. So that is incredible. It's an impressive looking machine, isn't it? Like, absolutely. Yeah.
Very impressive because it holds the number 2, and there's a bit of a story behind that one as well. Nearly coughed it up last year, and how did you not cough up number 2 last year? We were just talking a minute ago about that. Talk about the Pines last year. Ran out of brakes at the most important time when you need them. We were just talking about it a minute ago. Nearly ended up in the fence.
Yeah, look, we lost second gear. Lost second gear the lap before, and then, going into the last part of the second to last lap, we were cooking on about 180, coming up the road, and concrete barrier down the end. I thought, I'll just give it a couple of pumps with the left foot just to make sure it's going to pull up straight to the floor. And wasn't a good feeling. Straight away, bang, snatched 2 gears, peaked it on a limiter, compression lock up, whatever else you could imagine, just to try and pull this thing up. Even swerving side to side, and out of sheer desperation, I got it back into third gear because we had no second gear, and got it around the corner, just clipped the concrete barrier with the back left-hand wheel, and still had one more lap to do. So yeah, no brakes on the last lap, no second gear for the last 2 laps, and we were surprised to just hold on to the number 2. Like, we thought it was gone. And when we got back in with all the dramas we'd had, realising we could have maybe even gone a little bit better. But yeah, racing's racing, and it's not over until it's over.
This weekend, expectations for Simon Tucker. Where would you love to be? Everyone wants to stand at that top step, but where do you want to be at the end of the weekend, Simon?
Oh, look, that's the ultimate goal. But yeah, look, as long as I can beat this black thing beside me, I'll be happy. He hasn't beaten me yet.
It's a little bit higher than yours, but that's not
the
issue.
He also hasn't turned many laps either.
Yeah, look, I think that's about to come to an end. I'll be surprised if I can even, get within a minute over 5 kilometres. But that's a beast. I just want to finish the race and, try and stir him up as much as we can.
Now, a lot of people also ask the question, you're running number 2, even though it is a class 1, which is anything up to 3.5 litre naturally aspirated, whereas Kyle's is a twin turbo, it can run anything up to 7 litre. So talk us through the difference, because it is one of those 3.5 litres, is that correct?
That's right, yeah. Naturally aspirated 3.5 litre. Kyle's is a small block Chev, 7 litre. And in the ultimate class, you can have up to 3.5 litre twin turbo. So yeah, look, we're way down, but it's not all about the power. It's just just got to keep your momentum and flog the bags out of it and hope for the best.
And like you said before, like driver skills, sometimes that comes down to it. Everything mechanically could be, happening for you. Lots of different things going wrong. It really comes down to driver skills. So he's got a fair bit of skill behind him too with, your mentorship. Is that correct?
Oh, not only that, it goes further. Like second, third generation off-roader. My old man used to race with Bob. And I remember that as a kid, and you never forget, it's one of those things, you go hard or go home.
Exactly. Hypothetical, if you two have to start alongside each other on Saturday or Sunday morning, who will lift?
No one.
Oh, now there's a challenge if I've ever set one. So if you start alongside each other, the Browns used to always say that Andy would give in and just let Danny win. But out of you two, out of Kyle and Simon, who will back off? Will it be a drag race to see who can get to the corner first, or does he let the age go first?
Well, the only way I could put it was I hope they got good bunting on the end of that corner, because none of us are going to back off. I'll tell you that straight up.
That's what we love to hear, Beck. We'd love to hear a bit of rivalry. I'd love to hear the Gardner side of that. So, but good luck this weekend, Simon. We hope to have a chat Sunday.
Thank you. If you have been keeping up with these guys' Instagram, I'm here with the one, the only Hillbilly Ninja from the Sunshine Coast. Nice to meet you, Aaron.
Yeah, likewise. It's great to be here.
And this is Aaron Phillips, if you have not already met him or know who he is. We're just about to do a bit of an unboxing, a bit of ASMR.
What could be in here? I'm not sure.
He's had a special delivery to the racetrack. What's in there, Aaron?
Oh, it's an air filter.
Gee, that's going to be important this weekend.
It will. Well, hopefully I'm not in the dust too much, but if I am, I'll be needing one of them. And big shout out to Brett here. He's got the auto parts store up the road here, Shill's Auto Parts.
Absolutely. And not only is he a local that's dropped this off, hand delivery, a bit of an Uber parts, I suppose you could see.
Service. Part of the service.
And he's a incredible sponsor here for our Enduro this weekend, and a familiar face. Tell us your connection behind motorsport, Brett Schiller.
Okay. Well, my connection is I've got a younger brother that's been in off-road racing for years. Most people would know Scott. He now resides in Perth and builds some pretty trick buggies for those that follow him on Facebook, etc., other social media. My family has been going to this Enduro since it was the Riverland 400. When it was 100 Ks a lap, there were no mobile phones. And myself and my brother actually used to bike marshal it as kids when there was 25 Ks between checkpoints and no mobile phones. So it's pretty cool. My parents are still going out on a checkpoint this weekend. And obviously we try and support the Waikerie drivers and we try and support the event. So great to have these guys call in this morning. Said a quick good day. They were looking for a filter. We got them one and brought it down tonight and probably try and catch them tomorrow and see what they do.
Thank you so much for your involvement in the whole of not only today and this weekend, but previous in what you've done for the club. Absolutely unreal, and obviously a family sport at that, which is fantastic. It doesn't happen without the rest of the family, does it? So just with your auto parts shop alone, family is a big part of that, isn't it?
I'd like to say yes. No. Family support's great. The auto parts shop's mine. My wife is involved in a completely different occupation, but she's very supportive. And I've got 2 young kids, or 2 old teenagers now that are out doing their own things. So, but no, off-road racing's always been a family thing. You can see that from the people that are here tonight and years gone by. I mean, it's about the camaraderie, and obviously the sport is absolutely blowing up as far as the machinery these days, but it's still got its family roots. And, you know, you got to look at Fink. I know there were dads doing it, there were sons and daughters doing it all in the one team. So if you've got enough money to do it, yeah, all good luck to you.
Absolutely. Not only that, they can show up in different areas too. I'm actually on commentary with Dad this weekend, so that they can show up in all different areas. And without family in the background, like, it's really hard for riders, for drivers, anywhere in motorsport too. It's such a demanding sport that you do need that backing, even if it's just behind the scenes. You know, not directly. It's the babysitting. It's, you know, the travelling. Like, you wouldn't have got here by yourself this weekend. Tell us about that, Aaron. It was a massive haul for you guys. You come from the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, definitely. We had an awesome trip down, and unfortunately, Brenda here in the background needed a heart transplant after the last event. And just a huge shout out to the Hillbillies. I wouldn't have been here without them. They've helped me out getting a new engine and getting it in. And yeah, we're here and we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, bloody oath. And what are you actually excited about for the track? Have you been here previously?
No, it's my first time here. And
rookie rodeo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I had a look lap today and absolutely loved it. The track looks amazing. Very well marked. Very compliments to the club and that for the markings of the track and everything. And yeah, look forward to letting it rip tomorrow. Yeah.
Terrain-wise, is it similar to where you've been and what you've done in your own portfolio, or is it completely different?
It's got a bit of everything. There's a bit of rock, and I reckon as the track chops out a bit too, it might bring a bit more of that rock to the top. There's a little bit of sandy sections, some big, long straights and that kind of stuff. So it'll be a real test for the drivers. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
So you're not going in blindfold. I'm going to tap into this bank of knowledge here. Is there any pointers for someone that's out of town that's going to tackle the track to get tomorrow? Because he has track marshalled it, he told us before. So, you know, how does the track show up out there, Brett?
Well, I did track marshal the old track, so no, not too good. Not too good on the new facility out at the Collins farm, which they've obviously generously donated, so this event can keep going. I mean, the drivers know what to do. My background is in motocross. This man also owns a couple of motocross bikes, so we clicked on that as soon as he walked in the shop. But he rides dirt bikes, so he obviously drives cars, so he knows what he's doing, and hopefully most of the guys out here do.
Absolutely, a motocross swinger, maybe. Yeah,
well,
right.
My wife keeps telling me with age comes a cage, so I think she'd like me.
That's exactly right. Listen to the missus because she is right.
She's a lot smarter than me. I'll definitely go along with that, but. Yeah, I enjoy the both. They're both very different, and yeah, these are a lot of fun, and we're really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Can you shout out any sponsors and people that have helped you behind the scenes? I know you shouted out the Hillbillies before, but put some names to those and people that are watching at home.
Yeah, most definitely. Chapman's Performance Dyno Tuning, they helped Brenda's heart come back to life as well. Custom Off-Road and Automotive built the engine for me. Method Race Wheels helped me out with wheels and bits and pieces. Camberg Mechanical keeps me helped out with a lot of the prep and that kind of stuff. But yeah, just huge shout out to Premium Soil Conditioners, the Hillbillies, and their Fraser Coast Sand and Gravel business. Not only do they help me out, they help out our local Queensland series. They sponsor the Queensland series. They sponsor the Trifecta series. And a lot of other local charities. And
into that series, if there's anyone down here that wants to go up to, return the favour and head back up to you guys, or anyone out there that's watching, where do they tap onto that?
Yeah, most definitely. The Queensland series has really grown over the last probably 5 to 10 years. It's great. We've got a lot of races up there now. You can do a whole season without even leaving the state if you want to, but it is still nice to come and support the other clubs, and and that's for sure. But the next round's up at Gundawindi, which is an amazing track up there. It's always a favourite for us Queenslanders, and really looking forward to that one as well. So
thank you so much, and look, thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure.
Before we go, where can people find you on your socials while they're sitting there streaming? Let's get that out there.
Well, if you're up for a bit of a laugh, it's as a Ninja Farmer on Instagram. And yeah, I'm a ginger farmer on the Sunshine Coast, and yeah, just a bit of light-hearted
Ginger
banter
gangster, I heard.
Yeah, some days, yeah. But no, it's just good fun, and I like doing it. A lot of people
Yeah.
get a laugh out of it, and it makes the day go.
I
fun.
got a real kick out of travelling myself to here and seeing your crop tours on the way and seeing some familiar places. So definitely jump on there and have a look. Look, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your sponsorship and all you've done for the race over the years. And
the air filter.
And the air filter. Definitely hit up your local auto parts. Source it locally. That's the most beautiful story here. So thank you so much for doing that and coming to Waikerie, and
Awesome.
enjoy the weekend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, how good's that? Microphone.
Rightio, we're down here now with one of the characters of our off-road event here this weekend. Well, actually, I'll fess up. He's a character of off-road anywhere. And if you ask his kids and his family at home, they reckon he's a character just full stop. Darren van der Wood, thank you so much for having a chat with us here this evening here at the Scrutiny tonight.
Thank you, mate. It's a pleasure for you to have me here.
Absolutely. The pleasure is all ours, right? Darren, you've been involved with off-roading for a little while now. It's in your veins. You love competing. But what is it about off-roading keeps bringing you back?
I've thought about this a lot, and what I really like about this sport is how you can just hang crap on everybody here and just tease everybody, and everybody takes it, and everybody laughs.
How about
That's
that?
what it is. It's the best.
And you do that like for every day of the event, right?
Like 364 days a year, and the event just brings out a little bit more.
Darren, the Colorado, been around for a long time?
Yep, about 12 years now.
And you obviously haven't been able to operate or race it for a little while. There was a little bit of a layoff. Is that right?
Yeah, we haven't been out for 12 months. 100% my kid's fault. I've got a daughter in Adelaide now, so she can't help me prep it. And my son, he's 20, and he just buggers off and drinks beers down the river somewhere, so he doesn't help him prep it. So it's all up to me, and that's why we don't go out racing much. They don't work.
Well, there you go. Well, mate, at least you've thought about it, you understand it, and you've come to grips with it. You know what has to happen, but it's your chance to race this weekend, right?
Yeah, it's my turn this weekend. I'll be in the driver's seat, so it'll stay on four wheels this time, not like when Millie drove it.
Yeah, right, because she did some damage, right?
Yeah, Millie put it on its lid. Well done, Millie. Good job.
Oh, well, there you go. And that happened, right? And then this all got fixed, and this is going to happen now. So,
yeah, well, that's what race cars do, right? They get trashed and then they get fixed.
Now, you are a real character, right? So I'm going to touch on just a couple of things that people maybe at home aren't aware of, and there's going to be some that are aware of this too, right? So the first thing I want to talk about is the mouldy boots. The mouldy boots.
Yeah, well, because we haven't raced for so long, I thought I'd better check these out and make sure all the gear's all right, and open up my bag, and the boots are covered in mould. But Waikerie was dry last year, so there was no moisture around for mould.
So
how does mould grow?
It's sweat from the inside out, right?
It has to be something like
Let's
that.
go with that, right?
There's a few mushrooms in there as well. So
Yep. So you harvested those, you cleaned it all up, and you're good to go, right? So the boots bit's been put to bed, right?
The boots getting chucked in the bin.
Yeah,
That's
put to
new
bed.
Boots.
Done,
Yeah.
right? You clean them up, right? Clean them up into the bin.
Into the bin.
Now, the other bit we want to talk about is the hat. Anybody out there that has been following this guy on Facebook will know what I'm talking about. But the rest of you out there have no idea what this is about, right? So there's the infamous DH hat, right? You know what the DH hat is?
The DH hat, yeah.
Do you want to show me the DH hat?
Not for kids' ears, but the DH hat is our lovely skipper's hat. It started off because somebody decided to wear boat shoes to an off-road race.
Look
And it was like -2 degrees, and he's still walking around in boat shoes. I don't know what he was thinking. So we bought him a skipper's hat, and now it goes to whoever does something stupid.
So my understanding is there's also been something going on Facebook about voting for who needs to wear the hat. So is that the case?
100%, yeah. Because we haven't raced for so long, we couldn't remember who had it. My thoughts were Millie put it on its lid, so it's 100% your hat, mate, even though it was a couple of years ago. Millie said, Bullhead, you were navigating, so it's your hat. And so he said, bugger it, let's just chuck it on Facebook, do a poll and see who wins.
So have we had the poll?
We have done a poll, yeah.
And have we got results?
Yeah, at the moment, Bullhead's like streaks in front. Like,
do we feel that anything between now and probably tomorrow morning start, anything could drastically change other than him staying up all night and voting for someone else?
I think he's voted for himself 7 times. I'm not sure how. Like, half of those profiles I'm not sure about.
Yeah, well, look, what do you think? We think we need to give it to him tonight? Or what's your thoughts?
At the moment, yeah, it's his, mate. He can come and get it.
Right, well, how about you drag him in here and he can have it? There you go.
It's a knobhead hat, mate. Good. Well done. Do you want to say a speech, mate? No, that's awesome. Well done.
Rightio. Well, there you go. That's how big a character some of these guys are. Darren, I'm really looking forward to catching up with you over the weekend because I think you'll just go out there. You'll race this to the degree you need to race it to, and you'll enjoy it as a competitor, but you'll also out there to have fun as well, right?
Absolutely. Just going to go and have some fun, do some skids, do some jumps, hopefully come home, and Millie won't be driving, so it's not going to be on its lid.
So for those that are on the live stream tomorrow, at the moment you see the 554, that's this one here, the 554 out on the track tomorrow. It'll be this guy going nuts, and he's probably been eating gravy all night as well. So
how good's that gravy? If you haven't been up to the Waikerie Footy Club and grab some pepper gravy, that stuff is absolute mint, man. Get on it.
Trust me, I had a taste, and it is that good.
He licked it off my fingers. He just straight off.
Rightio, back to what we really need to talk about. Let's grab a hold of James if he wants to come over, and we'll have a quick chat with him. Thank you, Darren. I really appreciate it.
I've just got a little announcement. As part of the build-up to the event, we have a colouring competition for all the, well, don't even have to be locals, any kids that want to have a crack at being the best at colouring in. There's a buggy, last year's winner, Toddy Lehman. So they've all had a crack of colouring in that with the sponsors' names and everything else. And so we've got it divided up into different age groups. So the winners get a free pass to the event for their family.
Wonderful.
And Waikerie Off-Roaders event beanie. So I wanted to announce that now so that the families have a chance to pick up their tickets and get to the event for the weekend.
Cool, that's great.
So we've got under sevens. We've got Zali is the winner there. In the 7-year-olds, we got Isaac is the winner, and 8 and over is Emily. So they've all done a really, really good job. And anyone who wants to go and have a look, they're all still on display underneath where the sign-on area is. So thanks for all the kids that got involved and put the effort into the competition.
That's a wonderful family idea too. You know, family pass to go out and actually watch the event. That doesn't come lightly either. That's a wonderful offering for all those classes that coloured in. That's brilliant.
Yeah. So if there's something we want to do annually, so any kids that want to get involved, even if they're not from around here, I believe they could just download the image on and print it out at home and have a crack and bring it here to put up and maybe get a free family pass.
That's wonderful, James. Well done. Well, as you said, we've covered off a number of characters and a number of competitors here tonight. We'll grab an opportunity to sit back and watch a little bit of the footage here, get an opportunity also to go through some of our sponsors that are here involved this weekend. For you on the live stream, It is 3 full days of action in front of you. Today, obviously, a little bit of action here, but nothing like you're going to see in the next 2 days for Saturday and Sunday. Tomorrow, obviously, short course runnings for what we need to see, and they'll be short, sharp, and fast. And then, of course, on Sunday, which is where they go into the big course, we get a chance to see them. And I kid you not, I'm pretty sure Brad will probably, if you want to sneak in here, Brad, quickly. Brad, it'll be dust, and more dust on Sunday, no doubt.
I'm not game enough to say yes, it will be or no, it won't be. My first look at the track was today when I went out for reconnaissance. And look, just looking at it, there may be dusty areas, but I think for most of the track it will be because of the moisture, John, they've had during the week.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it could be anything. There are some wet spots out there, but there are some dry spots. So they'll have to play a bit of that strategic into it. Do we charge first lap? Drive it as you see it.
Yeah. And look, I think the common consensus between most of the competitors is that this place is renowned for having rocks buried underneath that sand. So Sunday, I think, will be probably a day where you really will need to bring your A game. But look, mate, that's a whole 2 days away yet. We're talking about what has to happen tomorrow. I don't know about yourself, but I've had a ball here tonight with what's occurred and what's been going on. And between the three of us, I'm sure we're going to cover as much as we possibly can over the weekend.
We'll try and keep everyone informed what is going on, not only on the track, also lap times as well, but also what is going on behind the scenes. And something that is a big thing too, John, in off-road racing, this is a family-oriented sport. Everybody will try and help someone. They may be, as soon as you put the helmet on, forget it. We're rivals. But in the pit area, what do you need? I can help.
Correct.
If we got something in our truck that you need, we can help you get to the start line.
It's great camaraderie, yeah, and they all want to make sure that everyone finishes. So I'm set for a brilliant weekend, and I know that for those that are not able to be with us this weekend, who are away and they're going to be watching our live stream, I really hope you enjoy what we bring to you over the next couple of days, and I hope we paint that picture of how good this event at Waikerie is. And of course, as I said, there's a ton of people that are involved in the background from the sponsors' point of view, and we'll touch on those tonight as well. So, mate, I think we're in for an absolute cracker.
If I was game enough, who's your pick? If you had to put your hand up now and say who's your pick for outright, do you reckon you could do it, or is it not until tomorrow before we get into it tomorrow?
Look, I've got to be honest with you. I mean, there's a lot of drivers with very good strategies.
Oh, yeah.
I think tomorrow is probably what you're going to need to wait for, purely because there are a raft of opportunities to look to push ahead of others, but I don't think you can do that blind. I don't think this place is able to provide that good a platform straight out of the box. I think we need to see what's going to play out tomorrow. And you know what? It wouldn't be the first time we've seen some of the key cars potentially run into some sort of mechanical issue that nobody saw coming left of field. So if it was me, I think I'd play it safe enough to actually watch tomorrow. But I reckon tomorrow we'll have a pretty sharp idea as to what's going to play out.
I think the top 10 will be basically sorted straight away as we get into the short course as well tomorrow. Of course, 2 laps of the 14K course, and that'll set our grid for Sunday morning. And boy, oh boy, what a Sunday that'll bring. The championship cars do 6 laps, the state championship do 4, and the multi-club do 3. So there'll be various cars doing various championships all weekend.
Correct.
So we'll keep you updated with who's doing what over the weekend. So it's not only tomorrow what they will be doing, but on Sunday we'll keep you updated on what cars are doing what part of the national or multi-club or SA championship.
100%. Well, as I said, the broadcast is cranking on for a little while. I've just got some real urgent sponsor messages I want to get across now because these guys are helping us no end, Brad, and I really appreciate them. And, of course, the guys, I believe, from Big Shot.
Big Screens?
Big Screens, yeah. Big Screens are here this weekend covering everything with our guys on camera. So we've got heaps to do with Big Screens this week.
We have this, and also must thank our volunteer recovery crews. Now, the recovery crews do carry an invoice book. If you give them grief, they will leave you there. They have told us that. You give a recovery crew a bit of lip, they will leave you at the side of the road.
Well, there you have it. Well, I would, unless there's something else we need to cover off on, I think we've get pretty close to a wrap here
I reckon.
Today. Again, thank you for tuning in, and we really hope you enjoy the coverage over the next couple of days.